Morning, guys. The Porsche driver at the center of a horror smash, which killed 4 police officers, allegedly took graphic pictures of their contorted bodies and shared them on social media before fleeing the scene. Richard Porsche was hit with a string of charges late on Thursday night after he was allegedly clocked at 140 km/h on Melbourne's Eastern Freeway at Kew on Wednesday before testing positive to drugs. A group of police officers, which included a new recruit and a mother of 2, were mowed down by a truck as they stood on the road waiting for his sports car to be impounded. Late on Thursday night, Homicide Squad detectives charged Posse with multiple offences, including reckless conduct, endangering life, failing to remain after a drug test, and drug possession.
It's incredible. I've never encountered anything like it, and the more you hear about that sort of behaviour, you're just disgusted by it. And we'll be making sure that when we present this person to court ultimately, we'll be making sure that the court knows all about that behaviour that we believe took place at the scene. I mean, normally you should be doing what any sensible person would do, and that is to render assistance. To just leave the scene and not render any assistance, it's appalling behaviour in our view.
Before fleeing the scene, Posse is alleged to have taken several distressing images of their bodies strewn across the road, posting them on his Facebook page instead of helping to save their lives. That is absolutely disgusting, really. It's believed he wasn't hurt in the collision because he was urinating at the side of the road at the time. Wow, you believe that? In the photos, which Daily Mail has seen but are too graphic to publish, an officer's body is shown on the roof of the black Porsche. The truck plowed into the officers with such force, one of them was thrown into the air. Another officer is seen laid on the road, surrounded by blood next to the truck. Other drivers and witnesses are seen trying to help the fallen officers. After allegedly taking the unsettling pictures, Posse is alleged to have fled the scene on foot, but was arrested less than 24 hours later. Only an heartless person will flee in such a situation. The Commissioner of Police said they'll be making sure that when they present Posse to court, ultimately they'll be making sure the court knows all about that behavior, about taking the photos of the dead police officers, which took place at the scene. He says normally anyone should be doing what any sensible person would do, and that is to render assistance. To just leave the scene and not render any assistance, it's appalling behavior in their view. Failing to render assistance when people have died carries a maximum prison sentence of 10 years. I reckon he should get more than that. Late on Thursday, Posse was charged with driving dangerously at speed, reckless conduct, endangering life, failing to remain after a drug test, failing to render assistance, failed to exchange detail, possessing a drug of dependence, destruction of evidence, and 3 counts, or commit indictable offence while on bail. He was remanded in custody to appear at Melbourne Magistrate Court on Friday. Police are urging anyone who was driving in the area who has dashcam footage, in particular the movements of the truck immediately before the collision, to come forward. After leaving the scene, Posse allegedly showed the pictures to staff at a chemist warehouse in Collingwood on Thursday morning. Wooden called police. Posse was then arrested in store, with police later seen searching his home. The driver, Mohinder Singh, the driver of the truck who had a medical episode and blacked out at the scene, remains under police guard in hospital. So this comes amid reports that Posse was only avoided being killed in the horror crash because he was urinating by the side of the road at the time of impact. A highway patrol car pulled him over at around 4:50 p.m. and carried out a drug test. It is alleged he tested positive, so 2 more officers were called to help in impounding his Porsche. Within minutes of the second police car arriving, Mr. Bachwa's refrigerated truck struck the 3 cars and the 4 officers standing on the roadside. Commissioner Ashton said he had already met the victims' devastated families. He said they are obviously shocked and attempting to come to terms with everything that they've experienced in the last 24 hours. He confirmed the incident began as a simple speeding check, with officers alleging the Porsche had been traveling at around 140 km per hour. Commissioner Ashton Police have still not had the opportunity to interview the truck's driver, saying he wasn't ruling anything out. Initially, he had a medical episode at the scene. He blacked out at the scene and then was treated by ambulance officers at the scene. They felt that his condition was such that he needed to go to hospital under police guard, and that's still the case. He's been admitted to hospital. Several devastated relatives of the killed police officers took to Facebook on Wednesday night to post heartbreaking tributes to their loved ones. So sad.